Hi there. Let's talk about swingers and loyalists and cowards and cultists and what they're all going to do this fall. I had somebody email me recently and say, "Why don't you smile during your videos?" And my response was, well, some of the things I talk about aren't really for smiling. They don't really deserve a smile. They're pretty serious and sometimes even grim. But today, at least at the beginning, we have something to smile about. And that is that after the former guy, otherwise known as Donald J. Trump, was convicted of 34 felonies, 34, it's time for me to put on my pundit hat and tell you what I think is going to happen this fall with some Trump voters. So let's go through the four groups that I've identified. First are the swing voters. Now, at the beginning, when I said swingers, if you thought this was a not safe for work video, I'm sorry to disappoint you. The swing voters are the people who say that they're independent. They typically lean one way or another, but they can move around and change their party voting pattern and so on and so forth. They are critical to either Joe Biden or Donald Trump winning this fall. And I really think that most of the independent swing voters are going to move away from Donald Trump. They can't stand him. They can't stand him being convicted. They're just not going to do it. Now, they may not move to vote for Joe Biden. They may just vote third party, or they may not vote for president at all. But I don't think there's any way they're voting for Donald Trump. Then there's the loyalists. What do I mean by that? These are the people who are yellow dog Republicans. Now, if you're not familiar with that expression, there's an old expression about yellow dog Democrats, and the meaning of it is, I'd vote for a yellow dog if it was a Democrat. Well, there are yellow dog Republicans, too, who are going to vote R every time. In fact, they'll probably vote the top of the ticket, the check them all at once option, because that's what they always do. I think some of them will go ahead and vote R, straight R, this fall, but I think some of them, particularly the more reasonable, moderate, traditional Republicans, are going to think about it. And they may vote for Biden, or they may, again, just like the swing voters, they may not vote at all, or they may vote third party, or they may hold their nose and vote for Biden. But I don't think a lot of them are going to vote for Trump. Some will. Then there's the cowards. Now, what do I mean by that? These are people who claim to be loyal MAGA members, but the only reason they are doing it is because they are scared of the Trump voters. They are scared of Trump's base. They are scared that they will lose their place if they stand up to Trump. Larry Hogan, the governor of Massachusetts, said something very anodyne about let's just honor the process, or let's just trust the process. And immediately, everybody in the Trump camp turned against him. I think there are a lot of cowards in the Republican Party right now who, if Trump was to sink, they would switch their loyalty. They'd go to whomever the new flavor of the month was. I think a good example of that is Andy Barr right here in Kentucky. Andy Barr at one time was a fairly reasonable Republican. He now is a loyal Trumper and is going on about the trial and so on and so forth. Then there are the cultists. And if you think I'm being strong or unfair to call some of these people cult members, no, there is a Trump cult. And what's the mark of a cult? Well, there's a really good article about this on the website right now, the difference between a movement and a cult. But the simple answer is that while a movement is about ideas or policies, a cult is about a person. And the Trump cult is about Trump. When you have people flying flags at their house that say, Trump is my Jesus, I think we can all agree we've got a Trump cult. They're going to vote for Trump no matter what. And they are some of the most dangerous as well. Because if he loses, which I really think he's going to, they are going to be so upset. And so I think that's really something to watch. I really think that with the conviction, Trump's chance of winning this fall has dropped significantly. I don't think the swing voters are going to vote for him. I don't think all the loyal Republicans are going to vote for him. I think that once they get in the voting booth, some of the cowards will not vote for him, and the only votes he can count on is the MAGA base. So that's the four groups. That's what I think is going to happen. And just so that we're clear about smiling sometimes, let's remember that Trump was convicted of 34 felonies.